Hey everybody, and welcome back to Movies with Mia. If you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Mia Tiffany, and here we are watching the greatest classic films throughout history. Today we are back on the case with Dr. Watson and Sherlock Holmes. First things first, I'd like to shout out my Golden Oscar patrons. Guys, thank you so much for your continued support of the channel. And if you're interested in becoming an exclusive VIP Tiffany Club member, then I highly encourage you to check out that Patreon link, which is in the description box below. If you're not quite interested in becoming a patron, however you still want to support the channel, why not consider buying me a movie ticket? Currently, all movie ticket donations are being raised so that I can hire an editor to get more content out to you all quicker. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in supporting, head on over to www.buymeacoffee.com/Mia Tiffany. And I've linked that down in the description. Today, we are watching the 6th episode in the Granada television series, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, titled The Speckled Band. But before we do that, I wanted to take this opportunity to ask all of you what interesting facts or aspects of either Sherlock or Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's life that you'd like to see covered in a future video. Because honestly, I'm starting to run out of ideas. So I need the genius of our community. I'm so excited to watch The Speckled Band, but before we do, y'all know the deal. We are literally less than 300 away from the big 10K, so if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and that bell notification to stay in the loop. All right, everyone, it is time to grab your snacks, grab your drinks, and those monocles, and let's get into The Speckled Band. Why did I say monocles? What? I'm so happy to get back to Sherlock, guys. I've been missing this series, and I'm so happy that we're finally here watching yet another episode.
Come here, lad.
Looks like this little kid may have been stealing something of this man's.
What are you doing on my property?
That thieving young rascal made off with some horseshoes on my smithy.
Where is your proof?
The proof is I'll find him there.
He's like, get off my property. We don't want you here. They look like gypsies, maybe?
Get off my land!
Oh. How are you gonna punch a man on his own land? But I get it, you know, understand the emotions there. I don't know if I ever said this, but I really love the lettering of it escapes me. The credits. There, the credits.
There is nothing whatever to worry about. We shall be married in a few weeks. Goodbye, sir. Thank you for a most pleasant weekend.
Yes.
I'm just seeing Percy down to the gates, Father.
Oh, that's her dad. Interesting. So this is his house. See, I'm thinking he's living in the woods.
The fellow is trespassing.
Father, I cannot believe that Thorne would deliberately...
Damn it!
Dang.
Part of the conspiracy against me, too.
No, Father. I live here.
Are you good, sir? You know, maybe he's just in his older age. He's a little bit less inclined to sentimentality. I don't know. Disheveled?
What has happened to my room?
Fault in the structure. Better sleep in your sister's room.
I can't sleep in there.
It's a perfectly good room. Now run along your baggage. Good night.
She's like, you don't understand. I can't sleep in there. Ooh, what if it's haunted? Ooh. And I wonder where she went for him to do that to her room. She'd probably gone on a trip or something. Now, who is gonna sleep with that big mirror right in front of their bed? It's just like a superstition. I can't. Closing all the windows just in case. Who goes there? Oh, it's just the father.
Young beauty. Good night.
Oh my god, is that a jaguar or a cheetah? Oh, maybe he runs a circus. Maybe that's what the Speckled Band is. Like a band of circus performers. She sleeps soundly. What is that whistling? Don't say hello. They're not gonna say anything back. I'm not staying, bro. Not investigating. Don't need to know what it is. I already left the room. The heebie-jeebies.
I'm very sorry, Watson.
What?
Mrs. Hudson has been roused.
What is it, a fire?
A client.
What a fantastic way to be awoken by Sherlock Holmes. I miss Jeremy Brett so much, guys. And David Burke, of course.
You are shivering.
It is not cold, which makes me shiver. It is terror.
No, you must not fear. You have come by train, I see, this morning.
You know me, then?
No, but I observe.
Love how Watson is always looking at him very inquisitively.
You are perfectly correct. I have heard of you from Mrs. Farintosh.
Farintosh.
If your fears persist, contact Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Uh-oh. Daddy got a whiff of what she's cooking up. I have a feeling that Farintosh's case is probably going to be connected to this case in some way.
Farintosh. Oh, yes, I do remember the case. I think it was before your time, Watson.
Oh, I didn't know that he worked on cases before Watson.
At present, it is out of my power to reward you, but I shall be married with control of my own income.
My profession is its own reward.
No money required. Oh, so he's like, whenever you can pay, pay. But I don't need it right away.
Lay everything before us.
My name is Helen Stoner. I live with my stepfather, who is the last survivor of one of the oldest Saxon families in England, Dr. Grimsby Roylott.
I love that we didn't really get to see Sherlock right away. He kind of came in a little bit later down the episode.
For some years, he had a large and flourishing practice in India.
Dr. Watson has also practiced medicine in India.
The 5th Northumberland Fusiliers.
I wonder if they know each other. Oh my god, I love Watson. He's always so excited and just happy, and I love him.
He married my mother. I was only 2, and my sister was 5 years older. Our mother had a considerable sum of money, and this she bequeathed to Dr. Roylott entirely while we resided with him.
Oh wow. Oh, so he's the only father she's ever known.
Your mother has passed on?
She was killed in a railway accident. A terrible change came over my stepfather. Instead of making friends, he shut himself up in the house and indulged in ferocious quarrels.
Ferocious quarrels. What a way to describe that.
Does he permit any visitors?
My fiancé and some wandering gypsies. Poor sister Julia and I had no great pleasure in our lives.
Maybe he's like just in pain that your mother passed. In a gruesome way, might I add.
We did all the work of the house.
Oh man.
She was but 30 when I lost her.
Your sister passed too?
2 years ago, Julia met a half-pay major to whom she became engaged.
Oh, I love this dreamy shot. Very beautiful.
But a fortnight before the wedding, the terrible event occurred. Every event of that night is seared into my memory. It was late, about 11. Julia had come into my room.
So her father died, her mother died, and her sister died. Man, that's gotta be rough.
Smoking those awful cigars again.
Perhaps you should have this room until the wedding.
Oh, Helen, I feel so happy and yet wretched that I'm leaving you here alone.
This reminds me of Pride and Prejudice from 2003, which is one of my favorite movies ever.
Have you ever heard anyone whistle in the dead of night?
Certainly not. Why?
The last few nights, I've been woken by a low, clear whistle.
I sleep more heavily than you.
I love how all of these cases really start out with this sort of mystery that feels almost like it could be something beyond the veil. And then once, everything starts to unfold, you realize it's just this thing that's occurring that's making this seem super mysterious.
It was probably those wretched gypsies.
They really look like they could be sisters.
Was it your custom always to lock yourself in at night?
My stepfather has a passion for Indian animals.
I was gonna say the stepfather has a real, just negative aura. I just feel that sense from him. What's wrong?
Please help me!
Did somebody harm her?
Speckled band.
What? Okay, so maybe the band is a ghost? No, it's not a ghost. What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Just breathe. Oh my gosh.
I am sorry, gentlemen.
Oh, don't be
My
sorry,
sister and I
please.
were very close.
An awful experience.
Always Dr. Watson coming in to soothe the emotions. And Sherlock's just like, and what more of the case? I need more of the facts.
I may possibly have been deceived.
What conclusions did the coroner come to?
He was unable to find the cause of death.
What about poison?
Doctors examined her for it without success.
Could it be an undetectable poison? There's those too. I think someone was in there with her through a trapdoor or something.
What do you think?
It's my belief that she died of pure fear and nervous shock.
What do you gather from the allusion to a speckled band?
Delirium.
She has the most beautiful eyes. Wow. I feel like it'd be so fun to dress up, do makeup around. Oh, it's beautiful. They're like hazel.
Life was lonelier than ever, till a month ago. A dear friend of mine did me the honor to ask for my hand in marriage.
So what prompted you to come here?
I was awoken by the same low whistle which had been the herald of her own death.
What if it is the stepfather? Because Julia was also going to be getting married and leaving the house. So I wonder if the stepfather is doing something, scaring them so much that they can't leave the house. It seems like it's kind of going in that direction.
Could we see over these rooms without the knowledge of your stepfather?
He spoke of coming to town today on some business. There should be nothing to disturb you.
Watson, you're not averse to this trip.
By no means.
No, it's not like I have a practice or anything. How are you funding all of these trips with Sherlock?
Ah, Mrs. Hudson. I am Dr. Grimsby Roylott of Stoke Moran.
Look how he got so scared. Love the reaction that Dr. Watson is giving.
Please take a seat.
I shall do nothing of the kind. What has she been saying to you?
It is a little cold.
What has she been saying to you?
The crops promise well.
Oh, is this code? Or he's just not going to share what she said with him?
You're Holmes the meddler. Don't you dare to interfere in my affairs.
Oh, okay, thank you for breaking my property. What a tool! I love how Sherlock was completely unfazed by that, no emotion shown. Laughed in the man's face.
What a very amiable person.
Oh my god, good job!
This incident gives zest to our investigation.
The word band could be attributed to so many different things, you know? So the audience is really left in the dark here, like, what is this thing? I am so intrigued right now.
The deceased wife. Our annual income is now no more than £750. In case of marriage, each girl could claim £250.
Even one marriage would ruin it.
So he has grounds to potentially kill them or stop them from being married.
One intriguing fact. A series of robberies had been perpetrated. Roylott, in a fit of anger, beat the poor fella to death, suffered a long term of imprisonment.
So he went to jail for killing a man, beating him to death. Now we know he's capable of murder. So now he's a suspect.
There seems little need for repairs to this end of the house.
I believe it was an excuse to move me from my room.
Would you be so kind as to go into the room and bolt the shutters?
I still feel like the stepfather is a little obvious, but knowing how some of these cases go, he could very well be the one that we're looking for. He has the motive.
What are you doing, Watson?
Well, I'm using your methods, Holmes, seeing whether the ground has been disturbed.
What have you come up with?
Your footprints, I believe.
Oh, I love Dr. Watson. Again, he really compliments Sherlock.
No one could pass these if they were bolted.
Without making any noise, at least. Maybe someone was already in the room when she was in there?
Where does that bell communicate with? It looks newer than the other things.
It doesn't ring.
It's very strange. A ventilator into another room.
That is also quite modern.
I feel like it was a doctored room. Like, there's a reason why they wanted her in there. There's somebody that stays in there to, like, taunt her or freak her out. I don't know.
We will now carry our research to Dr. Royler's chamber. Is there a cat in there?
No, we don't keep a cat.
Look at this.
Of course he has weird trinkets in his room, although that man-goat head looked kind of cool.
A leopard is a large cat, after all.
Leopard is kept on a leash, is it?
This sort of leash, Watson?
Common enough dog leash. Don't know why it should be tied.
His room is interesting. It completely fits the characterization of the doctor.
It is very essential that you follow my advice. On the way here, we passed a small cottage. Would the windows of your sister's room be visible from there?
Yes.
The costume department must just, like, know that gray is just Jeremy Brett's color. Absolutely 100%, without a doubt, gray is his color.
You must confine yourself in your room. Then, when you hear your stepfather retire, open the shutters and leave your lamp on the windowsill. Then withdraw to your old room.
Oh boy, this is going to be a very interesting night. We shall see what this speckled band truly is.
You expecting this to take all night, Holmes?
It's possible. I really have some scruples taking you tonight.
If I can be of assistance.
He's like, I'm here for you, bro. Got your back, Holmes Slice. Oh, so this must be real danger.
You evidently saw more in those rooms than was visible to me.
The bed could not be moved in the same relative position to the ventilator and the rope.
It was made for something way more sinister. The stepfather has made a death room for the two daughters.
Did you have a good day?
Not without interest.
I decided to go to town too.
We might have traveled together.
My trip was a whim.
You always were, good little liar.
I know where you've been and I know who you've been talking to. He looks like a menace, bro. Scary. Incredibly unfriendly.
You excuse me, I have a terrible headache.
Do not fall asleep. Your very life may depend on it.
He's shaking. Sherlock never shakes. But whoa, this must be high stakes then. Oh, somebody's coming. I can see a shadow. Maybe it really is a band of people. Is it a snake? It's a snake. It sounded like a snake. He looks like he sees a snake.
You see it, Watson? It's the band. The speckled band.
Gosh, the speckled band. It is a snake. Weeded him through the ventilation system. And then the rope was to allow the snake to go down and bite her.
And the schemer falls into the pit.
A form of poison.
It might not bite the occupant, but sooner or later, she must fall a victim.
Poor Julia.
So he murdered her with this undetectable snake venom.
I roused its temper, causing it to turn upon
Dr. Grimsby Roylott, you were indirectly responsible for his death.
It is likely to weigh heavily on my conscience.
Yeah. Given the fact that he was literally a murderer, that is amazing. Wow, what an episode, guys. So, the Speckled Band is the snake, which is fantastic. I mean, right up until the end there, we were just completely in the dark about what this speckled band could be. Because again, the word band could be attributed to so many different things, like a rubber band, like a musician band, a circus band. It could be anything. But the band ended up being the snake wrapped around the man's, he's a banded around the man's neck. It was a fantastic watch, guys. I'm so glad that we are back on this series. Thank you guys so much for watching it with me. All right, everyone, that does it for this video. As always, if you liked it as much as I did, please give it a thumbs up. Also, guys, we are literally 300 away from the big 10K, so if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification to stay in the loop. If you would like to see this episode's full reaction, you will find it on my Patreon, as well as our FlickPick polls, which allow you to vote for future videos, and our MWM live watch parties, where every other Saturday at 6 p.m. Arizona time, we come together and we watch one classic film live via Zoom. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then I highly encourage you to check out that Patreon link, which is in the description box below. If you have a recommendation for any classic Hollywood films, head on over to my website, www.miatiffany.com, scroll all the way down and you'll find our recommendation form. If you're not quite sure of what I've reacted to, fear not. I do have a Letterboxd account under the handle @MammaMiaTiffany. There you will find all of the movies I've reacted to on the channel, as well as a link in the review page to each of the videos. And while you're on social media, why not follow me on Facebook and Twitter @MoviesWithMia, and on Instagram and TikTok @MoviesWithMia_. I am also available on email. My email is miawilliams642@gmail.com. As always, guys, this is such a pleasure. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please stay safe and healthy out there, especially during this winter season when things are all over the place. And I'll see you, boo, in the next video. Bye, everyone. We are on the clock. The clock has begun and it is time to begin. Oh, I feel like my hair is bumpy in all the wrong places. There was one episode of The Twilight Zone, I think it was a 16mm Shrine, where my hair, I saw it in editing and it was just so frizzy, and I'm like, guys, I can do better than this. And then that video directly after was The Day the Earth Stood Still, and I was top notch, head to toe in that freaking video. I made sure I was on point. First things first, I'd like to shout out my Golden Oscar patrons. Today, we are watching the 6th episode. 6th? Do you say 6th or 6th? And if you're interested in becoming an exclusive VIP Tiffany Club member, then I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button. Not yet. Don't hit it yet, because I made a mistake. Sometimes I say 6th, sometimes it comes out like 6th. I don't know why, but here we are.